Hello friends, in our last class, we have discussed about human resource management and its planning. Today we will discuss about recruitment and selection. Recruitment is the process of recruitment is the process of searching for executive employees and stimulating them to apply for jobs in organization. Means it involves everything like identifying, attracting, interviewing, selecting, hiring and onboarding employees. Next we will discuss about the factors by which recruitment is influenced. Organization policy. It is regarding filling up a certain percentage of vacancies by internal candidates, influence of trade unions. Next is government regulations. It is regarding reservations of certain number of vacancies based on community, religion, caste, sex, etc. Then influence or recommendation by any senior person like owner or management, and some other internal factors like working conditions, promotional opportunities, salary levels, types and extent of benefits, etc. At the end, we can say the management's ability and skill stimulates the candidate. The recruitment process is unique to each organization. There are 15 essential steps of the hiring process. These are: first, we need to identify the hiring need, means the purpose of hiring. Then need to make a recruitment plan and prepare a job description. Then advertise the position in a reputed newspaper or website of the organization or internal sites. Then recruit the position and review all the application. Then make phone interview and phone call and shortlist the candidate. Then call for the interview which is face to face. Then assignment of the all candidate and decision making regarding whom to hire. Then offer job to the right candidate, hire that candidate, and onboarding means complete the joining process. Now we will discuss about the recruitment policy. Recruitment policy of any organization is derived from the present policy of the same organization. It is like enriching the organization's um, human resources. Some factors should be taken into consideration in formulating recruitment policy are different policies launched by government, personal policies of different organization, recruitment sources like internally and externally, cost of recruitment like new employees salary and selection criteria, and performance means particular qualification of candidate accepted by the organization. Example: for managerial role, organization accept only MBA candidates. In case of preference, some organization prefer female candidate for reception. So this is how recruitment policy works. Now we will discuss about the sources of recruitment. Sources are two types: internal sources and external sources. Internal sources are the sources within the organization, like present permanent employees who are working at the same organization. They may apply for the new post, they can want different department change, they can apply for promotion, etc. Present or temporary casual employees who are contract basis, retired employees or retrenched, some who already left the organization because of retirement. Depends on decades, the disabled, retired and present employees. And the external sources are those sources who which are outside the organization, from means another organization. Educational and training institutes like um, education training institutes means compassing process, private employment agencies, or consultants, example HR consultancies, call from employment exchange, casual applications from outside, and recommendation from trade unions. Now we will discuss about the recruitment techniques. These are: number one is promotion. Most of the internal candidates would be stimulated to take up higher responsibilities and express their willingness to the engaged in the higher level job if management gives them the assurance that they will be promoted to the next higher level. Number two is transfers. Employees will be stimulated to work in the new sections or places in management wishes to transfer them to the places of their choice. Number three is present employee. Outsider can apply for job through the recommendations by the present employee. Means reference. Next is scouting. Scouting means standing the representatives of the organization to various sources of recruitment with a view to persuading the candidates to apply for jobs. The representatives provide information about the company and exchange information. Last is advertising. It is widely accepted techniques and mostly provides one-way communication. Now we will discuss about some factors. Recruitment, these are all the recruitment techniques. And now we will discuss about the selection process. Selection. After identifying the sources of manpower, searching for prospective employees and stimulating them to apply for jobs in an organization, the management has to perform the functions of selecting the right employees at the right time. The obvious guiding policy in selection is the intention to choose the best qualified and suitable candidate for each unfilled post and to avoid selecting those who will not work well. The selection procedure is the system of functions and devices adopted in a given company to ascertain whether the candidate's specifications are matched with the job specifications and requirements. The selection procedure cannot be effective until and unless the recruitment of the job to be filled have been clearly specified, analysis, etc. Employee specifications like physical, mental, social, behavioral, etc. have been clearly specified. Candidates for screening have been attracted. Next, we will discuss about the selection process. Selection process. Selection process, that means the process by which we can select a person or a candidate. Someone who should have the authority to select. It may be HR person, then departmental head. There must be a some standard of personnel with which a prospective employee may be compared. There must be a sufficient number of applicants from whom the required number of employees may be selected. That doesn't mean if we advise for a job and one candidate is applying for the job and we will hire them. We have to select all the applications. Steps in selection process, that is, first we will collect the resumes, then candidate summary sheet we have to prepare, then preliminary interview like telephonic interview or video call, then shortlist all the CVs, then reference check, we have to check their references, previous employee, then final face-to-face interview, then selection decision from the higher authority by maintaining the hierarchy, then medical checkup, then salary negotiation, then offer letter release. We have then we can send the offer letter, then employee contact. Yeah, we will give a date, then that date the employee will join. Some factors affecting selection decisions. There are many factors. The goal of selection is to sort out or eliminate those just unqualified to meet the job and organizational requirement. Whereas the goal of recruitment is to create a large pool of persons available and willing to work. Thus, it is said that recruitment tends to be positive action while selection tends to be somewhat negative action. A number of factors, the selection decision of candidates. The important number of factors are: first is profile matching. We have to check that the candidate is if the candidate is the correct person for that particular profile or not. Organizational and social environment of their previous employer and the particular or organization. Successive hurdles, multiple correlation, etc. Like profile matching, tentative decision regarding the selection of the candidates is taken in advance. Organizational and social environment, some candidates who are suitable for the job may fail as successful employees due to organizational and social environment. Hence, candidates' specifications must match with not only job satisfactions or job specifications, but also with organizational and social environmental requirements. Successive hurdles. In this method, hurdles are created at every stage of selection process. Therefore, applicants must successfully pass each and every screening device in case of successive hurdles. Multiple correlation. Multiple correlation is based on the assumption that a deficiency in one factor can be counter balanced in any excess amount of another. Next, we will discuss about the selection policy. Every organization has to follow a systematic selection procedure since problems with the employee start after his selection and employment. In other words, if an organization selects a wrong person, it has to face a number of problems with him. In addition to the cost of selection, training and other areas became a recurring expenditure to the company owing to employee turnover caused due to improper selection techniques. The organization should also follow the government rules and regulations. There are many steps in selection. First, job analysis, then recruitment, then application form, then written examination, then preliminary interview, then group discussion of within the all candidate, then test, then final interview, then medical examination, then reference checks there from their previous employer, then line managers decisions, then employment. These are all the selection policy. Techniques of selections. We will discuss about the techniques of selections or application blanks. Application is also known as application blank. The technique of application blank is traditional and widely accepted for securing information from the prospective candidates. It can also be used as a device to screen the candidates at the preliminary level. Many companies formulate their own style of application forms depending upon the requirement of information based on the size of the company, nature of the business activities, type and label of the job, etc. Information is generally required on the following items in the application forms. These are personal background information. It includes name, present and the permanent addresses, sex, date of birth, marital status, health, height and weight, nationally, number of nationality, number of dependents, annual income of applicants, parents, etc. This information can be used by the management to know the suitability of the candidate regarding his background, neighborhood, family status and background, sociological outlook and impact of these factors on employee behavior, etc. Educational attainment. These include list of schools, colleges, institutions, attendant, period of study, major subjects, class percentage of marks, rank secured, extracurricular activities, positions and membership held during educational career, hobbies and interests, study either through regular course or correspondence course or through private study, etc. This is the major area of information gathered by the organization through application forms. Work experience. It covers experience in all previous jobs with greater particular about the nature of quantum of work handled, period of experience in each job, reasons for leaving and past employees or employer, colleagues, duties and responsibilities involved, name of the immediate supervisor, salary drawn, etc. This information enables the organization to know the suitability of the employee and his aptitude for the nature of work. Nature of relationship will be maintained with the past employers, etc. Salary. Salary drawn in the present employment and salary and benefits expected. Personal items, association membership, personal likes and dislikes, hobbies, etc. And last is references. Organizations ask candidates to send the name and addresses of the person who can be contacted for reference purposes. Now we will discuss about the types of interview. There are three types. First is preliminary interview. It may be video consultation, maybe for in telephonic. Core interview, it can be face to face. And the third is interview process. Interview process is there are many steps in interview process. The preparation for interview, conducting the interview, and the guideline, closing the interview, and the evaluation the interview results. Now we will discuss about the effective guidelines for interview. The interview techniques can be used effectively through the form. There are many following means. We can discuss in many ways by selecting the interviewers with higher caliber skill and knowledge, resorting to right type of interview technique depending upon the situation, studying the background information, data, facts about the candidates before the interview, assessing and evaluating the characteristics and traits of the candidate accurately by basing interview coverage in job and organizational requirement, following time management techniques to collect as much important information as possible within the available time, checking beforehand and reliability and validity of the interview method, respecting interviewees interests and individuality, clearly informing the interviewee the purpose of the interview, making interviewee feel at easy, thoughtful the interview, encouraging interviewee to speak freely. Interviewers should not have any personal biases. These are all the effective guidelines for interviews. Now we will discuss about the limitations of the interview techniques. Some interviewers have personal biases. Sometimes one manager they has the they one manager has chosen already. He has chosen their interview candidates or has a liking for any candidate. Some interviewers often use non-verbal behavior patterns of the candidates as a bias for reaching the decision. The gesture, the way of talking they can um, consider. Sometimes an interviewer may assume that a poorly groomed individual is stupid and dishonest. Always interviewers want their candidate must be well groomed. Sometimes a pleasant personality does not necessarily ensure that the person would fit in the organizations. Sometimes we need a rough and tough person for a particular post, and in that case the decent personality cannot be considered. There is also like guard, like the post of guard, security guard. They must be decent in talking, but sometimes they must be rude also. There is also the potential problem of making contrast errors. Now we will discuss about the induction. Induction is a process of welcoming an interview when he first joins a company, giving him the basic needs to settle down quickly and happily and start work. Introducing the new employee who is designated to the job location organization surrounded various employees etc. is the final step of employment process and is called induction. Some of the companies do not lay emphasis on this function as they view that this function will be automatically performed by the colleagues of the employees. Generally, the newcomer may expect opportunities for advancement, status, and prestige responsibility, opportunities to use special aptitudes and educational backgrounds, challenges and adventure, opportunity to be creative and original and lucrative salary. But jobs with low channel challenge, inadequate feedback, inadequate performance appraisal result in reality induction is to reduce reality back. Flexer handbook, film, group seminar are used to impart the information to new employees about the environment of the job to make new employee acquaint himself with new surroundings. Induction program should cover the information under the following heads. These are about the company history like objectives, policies, procedures, rules and reasons, codes, etc. About the department head, the department hierarchy, department facilities, sickness. There are different work rules, workload, use of materials, equipments, machines, etc. About the superiors, about the subordinates, peers, etc. Objectives of induction. While introducing the new employee, the superiors or managers should aim at the putting new employee at easy, creative interest in his job and the company, providing basic information about working arrangements, indicating the standards of performance and behavior expected of him, making the employee feel that his job, however small, is meaningful, that he is not a cog in the wheel, intoning him about training faculties, creating the feeling of social security, minimizing the reality stock which would be caused due to incompatibility caused between the employee expectations and actually what the company provides regarding pay, benefits, status, work conditions, responsibility, opportunity of growth, innovations, and creative is induction process. The like guiding the interview, obtaining the relevant adequate information, following up leads, etc. And giving opportunity to the candidates to ask questions, creating and keeping good impression throughout the interview, appearing fair and just in conducting the interview, closing the interview pleasantly with an induction. Now we will discuss about the advantages of induction. There are many advantages of induction. These are: the first impression matter a good deal and result in less turnover. If we behave nicely to a candidate, to a new employee in starting, it it will give good impression of our organization. Newcomer adjusts himself to the work quickly, and turnover or and productivity will be good. Reduces employee dissatisfaction and grievances. Reduces employee Develops a sense of belongingness and commitment. The employee will work hard and happily. Thanks for watching. For more details, you can visit www.aihms.in.